Hello, friends. Cowboy Jobu here with the Jobu Report, and I've been waiting for this all night long. All night long. Stephen A. Smith. I just can't wait to see first take. Oh, I just can't wait, can't wait. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers are another one of those Stephen A. Smith team. You know, he likes the Steelers and anybody playing against the Cowboys. And as always, I want to thank you and you and you and you for subscribing to the Jobu Report. And if you haven't yet, click on the picture of me and Sean Lee. Let's go to the tape. Roll 'em.
Tackle has a hole at the numbers of the 10. Launches into the end zone. Touchdown Ezekiel Elliott. And the Cowboys have taken a 29-24 lead with 1:55 to go.
We're going to get a spike to stop the clock.
He faked it. He throws to the end zone. And it's caught. Antonio Brown for a go-ahead touchdown. It's 30-29.
Witten caught it at the 47 of the Steelers, and a flag is down.
Having the face mask. Defense number 31.
Boy, that changed things right there.
Give to Elliott up the middle at the 20 to the 10, and he will go to the end zone with 9 seconds left. The Cowboys have taken a 35-30 lead.
What a football game!
Oh, funny. How good was yesterday? Week 10 did not disappoint. Best week so far in the NFL. It was one ridiculously good game after another. First take on a Monday. Good day, everybody. Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith, Donovan McNabb. Always good to have you in the house. Oh, boy. You got a tood. You have a serious tood. He wouldn't smile all morning. I was in the makeup room like, Stephen A., could you please at least smile? Got the side.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
The only thing that made last night's Cowboy win bearable for me is the knowledge that he was suffering worse than I was.
Oh, he's still suffering.
That actually made it better for me.
Love you, buddy. All right, let's get into it. Coming up, how about them Cowboys? Conor McGregor puts on a show at MSG on Saturday, because so can the UFC survive without their Irish star. And Tony Romo, expected to be Dak Prescott's backup next week, but is it somewhere other than Dallas where Tony will be sooner than later? But we start at Heinz Field, where Cowboys Steelers certainly lived up to the hype. 6 two-point tries went unsuccessful. 7 lead changes. Cowboys aided through a face mask to Jason Witten, and with 9 seconds left, Zeke, the difference maker, 32-yard burst up the middle, and Dallas goes on to win 8 straight for the first time since 1977. That year, gentlemen, they won the Super Bowl. Stephen A., are the Cowboys lucky or are they good?
They lucky as hell. They lucky as hell. Look. Let me tell y'all something right now, man. I'm so disgusted today. The Dallas Cowboys are lucky because they ended up going up against a Steelers defense that is non-existent. They showed up against a Steelers defense that flat out stinks. They are sorry, and I can't stand them right now. I cannot believe how awful the Steelers defense was yesterday. Let me tell you something right now. First of all, the touchdown that you gave up, the 14-yard touchdown run to Ezekiel Elliott with under 2 minutes left, that was bad enough because it looked like you were going in intentionally because the defense was nowhere to be found. But then the 32-yard run, I mean, my God, it was a hole as wide as Broadway on a Sunday morning when everybody's partying Saturday night and they're going, and so you walk on Broadway, Max, and there's nobody there. I know it from my years doing sports reporters when it was in New York City. I know how empty Broadway is on a Sunday morning at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That's how wide that hole was for Ezekiel Elliott last night. It was absolutely disgraceful. Three first downs by Dak Prescott. 50-yard bomb from Zach to Des Bryant. Artie Burns, why the hell are you there? His name is Burns. It was appropriate because he got burned, okay? Don't get Shazier is supposed to be one of your fastest defenders. Ezekiel Elliott just smoked him. He's nowhere to be found. And oh, by the way, you had a defense that didn't look like they wanted to tackle as the game waned. They were getting pushed around. They were getting pumped. They're not existent. I've been telling Mike Tomlin for years, the secondary stinks, and certainly that's what happened. The linebackers ain't that much damn better. And by the way, coming into the game, he only had 11 sacks, which was tied with 2 other teams for last in the NFL. I am so disgusted with this Steelers. Mike Tomlin and Colvin and those boys, they got to do something. They just got to do something. I mean, the steel curtain, the Steelers have been synonymous with greatness on the defensive end of on the defensive side of the ball. You know this, Donovan McNabb, but somehow, someway, if Donovan probably sat up there. How long you been retired, bro? How long have you been retired?
This is 6 seasons.
6 seasons, right? How much you want to make a bet Donovan McNabb was watching the game yesterday and Donovan went like this? Damn, I could throw on this game. I guarantee you he was thinking like that.
Depends on who I'm throwing to.
There we go. You see what I'm saying? So we got a situation where the Steelers just defensively flat out stink, wasted a 400-yard performance by Big Ben Roethlisberger, a decent performance by Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, decent performance. I just can't believe Dallas is lucky because they showed up against a team that can't play defense.
Well,
Still
have they been doing that all year? Have they been doing that all year? First of all, the reason you're out on Broadway at 5 or 6 in the morning, the sports reporters think is a likely story. You sound like you're coming out of Nathan Detroit's floating crap game or something.
No,
5 in the morning on a Donovan on a Sunday on Broadway at 5 in the morning.
I was just listening. I just
Trust
roll
me,
with
it's
it.
the truth. It's the truth.
So, so the Cowboys, are they lucky or are they good? So the Steelers played bad defense last night, and
Answer the question, man.
we talked about Mike Tomlin saying, and I always talk about I loved him from that first press conference, Steelers football, run the ball, stop the run. Who's this Mike Tomlin? Oh, that's Mike Tomlin. Love it. And they didn't do that. But that's because the Cowboys are good. Is every team that the Cowboys played, are they all bad defensively? Because their point differential on the year, and we know their defense is not their calling card, is plus 88. Does anyone know where that ranks in the NFL right now? 10 points better than the Patriots. It kills me to say because I hate the Cowboys. It's like poison in my mouth. But they're not just good, they're really good. Yeah. I thought what you were going to talk about, Stephen A., was the Witten face mask that gave him 15 yards and there wasn't a lot of time left, and maybe that's why they go to the running play, because otherwise they're not even in field goal range. But even then, they might still win that game because they'd already hit a 53-yard field goal, the Cowboys, right?
Bailey is pretty
Bailey
good.
hit a 53-yard field goal. I know Pittsburgh's tough to kick in, but say 50-yard line is the field goal where you start to feel good about it. So they only really needed to pick up, they were on the 47, minus 18, they needed to pick up about 15 yards, which they could have done with a run. They still had a timeout. So even if you take away the face mask, which was fortunate for Dallas because forward progress had been stopped with Witten, even then, there's a good chance they go on to win this game. And luck is the residue of design. They're good. That's why they're in a position to get lucky. I hate to admit it, Cowboys Nation, but your boys can play.
Well, the whole thing about it, when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, their secondary, to me, was pretty good when they had back with Ike Taylor, when he was healthy and he was running as one of the top corners. But at this particular point, we have to give credit to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys offense is securing the line of scrimmage. They're able to run the football with Ezekiel Elliott. And then now their quarterback is not turning the football over. He's efficient on third down. He's moving the ball downfield. Everybody knows that Jason Witten is getting the ball, and you still can't cover Jason Witten. Cole Beasley is his number one wide receiver. You still can't cover him. Why? Because you have to focus in the backfield of what Ezekiel Elliott has been able to do. Now the guy that deserves a lot of the credit is Scott Linehan. Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, is the guy that's been dialing up all of these plays that makes his quarterback comfortable. This isn't the same offense that we've seen with Tony Romo and the Dez Bryant effect and DeMarco Murray going into Green Bay and losing on a call that everybody is still arguing about. This is a balanced offense that allows their quarterback to sit in the pocket, diagnose the defense, and be able to be effective in the passing game. This is something that's balanced. And it's not about the Pittsburgh Steelers, because for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're supposed to pass for 400 yards on a depleted secondary. Claiborne's out. Carr's moving around. Scandrick gets hurt. They bring McFadden off a practice squad. You also had Church hurt. Now you got Wilcox back there in the back doing something he's not used to doing.
Defensively anyway. They're not world beaters.
But my thing is, that's what I'm talking about. You're supposed to pass for over 300 yards with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. You got Green stepping up. You got guys coming out of nowhere catching passes for Ben Roethlisberger. Give credit to their offensive line. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, and I've had this argument over the last couple of weeks, I didn't think that they were a top 3, top 4 team in the NFL. I thought that they were the number 2 ranked team behind Seattle because I think at some point they're going to hit the wall. And I think their defense is going to struggle. But at this point, offensively, they're the number 2 ranked team to me.
Well, I appreciate this love fest for the Dallas Cowboys.
You know I don't like Dallas, but I give credit when credit is due.
I don't know about you right now, Donovan. I don't know about you right now. I'm very upset. I'm very emotional, and I admit it, damn it. This is how I feel, but I'm going to back it up.
I can see that vein popping out of your forehead.
That's right. The hairline is back. I'm good. You can see it even more visible. I don't
Maybe
care.
if you calm down, the hairline
Don't tell me to
will come
calm
back.
down right now, Max Kellerman. You
LeBron
sit back.
came
You
back.
sit back. Don't tell me to calm down right now. Don't you dare tell me to calm down right now. Let me go this way. We talking about the defense, right?
Right.
Talking about the Steelers, right? All right, they ranked 28th against the pass and all of this other stuff. All right, that's fine. We want to sit up there and rave about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's look at the defenses that they played against Donovan McNabb. Giants. Yeah, thank you.
I'm not saying they're
No, trust me. I promise you,
not
nobody's
terrible,
going to
they're
step out and say, oh, their defense is elite. Other than the Philadelphia Eagles, who were playing good defense up until they ran into the
they got exposed in that game.
They're not necessarily that much, though. I mean, 29, 23, you know what I'm saying? Certain breaks happen, turnovers, et cetera, et cetera. We all know that the Eagles, they messed up in some occasions. They played well in some occasions.
They handed them the game.
But wait a minute, though. Just look at this. These are the Dallas Cowboys opponents this year. Giants, Redskins, Game 2 of the season.
Right.
All right. Chicago Bears. Really? Okay. San Francisco 49ers. Okay. Cincinnati Bengals, haphazard as they are. Come on now.
They've been bad on defense, too.
Dysfunctional, and Vontaze Burfict had just come back. Come on now. All right. Green Bay Packers. Really? Okay. Of course, Philly. And then the Cleveland Browns before the Steelers. Let's not act like the Dallas Cowboys
fair.
rolled up against
That's a
Seattle
typical-
or
That's
somebody.
fair, though.
Oh, by the way, other
But you
point.
named Philadelphia like that's a typical NFL schedule.
No.
1 or 2 good ones.
I'm not talking about
Absolutely.
Philadelphia. I said eliminate Philadelphia, the other 7 points. Don't you get me started. Don't act like you don't know what I'm saying. Now, here's the deal. 4-game losing streak for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've allowed 4 touchdowns of 50 yards or more in the last 4 games. I mean, these are the Steelers. I mean, what? Mean Joe Green, his heart is aching. I mean, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Mel Blunt, I'm going way back, ain't I? I mean, are you kidding me?
We're living in the past right now.
Excuse me.
None of those defensive players are showing up on the green space coasters.
All I'm saying is this. I'm going to say this. I don't like the way Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben Roethlisberger come out speaking what they have spoken, because that's taking shots at Mike Tomlin without even recognizing that, which is something we will revisit later on this week.
Yep.
But the Steelers' defense is non-existent. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed.
We're going to get into it
They
now.
should
We
be
have
ashamed.